Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the newest podcast, part of the Branded Sports Podcast Network. It is Spitballin'. Your hosts, or I guess we could say pilots for this plane or captains of this ship, are myself, Kmess, and I'm alongside one of my bestest friends in the entire world. He is the conductor of the branded train himself, CEO Joe. And before I let Joe talk, you may be saying to yourself, wait, where have I heard this before? Like, I've kind of heard this intro somewhere else before. I think I've heard Kmess and CEO Joe before. That's right. I mean, it was Branded Radio. Had probably the best run Jacob Media has ever had on the radio. We were on every Saturday morning, 11 to 12 on, not even going to give that radio station a plug, but we decided ourselves that, you know what? We're internet guys. We need to be uncut. We need to be loose. We need to be able to talk how we want to talk instead of talking for an hour fearing we might curse. So we have brought Branded Radio to Spitball. Uncut, uncensored, hilarious, and just us. So that is what Spitballing is going to be. Joe, I couldn't be more excited.
It feels good to be back, man.
Right?
We've been trying to get this on the books, and life has just been kicking us in the balls the entire time. But I like you. Look, I'm not looking to come on here and F-bomb this, and S-bomb that. But it just feels good to know that the handcuffs are off now.
Yes.
Now we get to get real with it, and no commercial breaks. Now, listen, you were fantastic going in and out of commercial breaks. I might let you just do that, just to keep the muscles loose. Mm-hmm. But no more of that. This is just straight through. This is going to be us. And I'm going to call it now. This is going to be the most listened to podcast on Branded Sports Network. I'm going to call it now.
I mean, I would love that. I need it to be tied with Birds vs. Boys. Maybe like one listener more, I'm fine with. But,
I mean, I put asses in seats. You know what I mean? Over there, you got Aiden. Listen, you're bringing the power. All right?
Can we talk about Aiden real quick?
Let's talk about it.
This is where we're going to. I mean, I love Aiden. You love Aiden. Oh, and for everybody, producer Vince is behind the scenes as always, the best producer in the game. He produces Birds vs. Boys. PNR? No, I don't think. I think Eddie does that, but he's the best in the game. So he is with us for this ride. He will be popping in every once in a while. But so I've been doing this thing on Birds vs. Boys. I think I've talked about it like twice, that sports fans are absolute losers, and we're all sports fans here. I consider myself somewhat of a loser at points, but Aiden, I mean, can't even do a live stream with us.
I almost don't want to get into it. I'm not saying that he is the Sixers' kiss of death, but he's certainly not helping.
No,
you got to be able to get on the live stream. You're the co-host of the NBA podcast. You're a Sixers fan. We do a Sixers live stream. You live in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Unexcusable.
Shutting your phone off during games?
So listen, that's crazy talk. Fine. If you don't want to answer texts or whatever, how are you not checking Twitter? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're in the game, but shutting your phone off, you shouldn't shut your phone off for any reason whatsoever anymore in the Lord's year 2021.
I got the Apple Watch now. I'm an Apple Watch guy. No big deal. It's been about a month and a half. Raised the bar with my workouts. Sleep good.
No big deal.
It does like mute my phone for the whole night, and I get a little nervous. I'm like, ooh. I mean, what if something happens?
Well, I will say, middle of the night, if you call, text me, I'm not going to answer because my phone. I put my phone on like silent, so middle of the night's off grounds. But awake time,
that's
awake time,
especially during big sporting events. And I mean, it hasn't worked for him because the Eagles stink and the Sixers lost a series they shouldn't have lost.
I'm so sick about it too. Watching the Bucks go to the finals when it easily could have been the Sixers, and the Sixers could probably compete with the Suns. But the fact that Ben Simmons, in my mind, just didn't step up whatsoever. Now, granted, listen, everybody kind of sucked, and Doc was awful.
Mm-hmm.
But watching the Bucks go to the finals is such a kick. I can't get over. I was sick about it the other night. Sick about it.
I think you're sick. You're going to be sick again tonight. We were recording this on Tuesday. You're probably listening to this obviously Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So game one has happened tonight, but you're going to be sick tonight watching.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you going to watch?
Yeah, I'm going to watch. I love the NBA finals. I'll watch the NBA Finals every single year. I think the Suns are going to stomp the Bucks in this series. I already put a little sprinkled. Suns to win in 6. So yeah, 4-2. Yeah, Suns to win in 6.
Who's your favorite to win MVP?
Chris Paul.
So
after Chris Paul went off in game, what was it, 5? I threw like $10 on him to be Finals MVP because at that time it was like odds were like plus 600 because they hadn't even made it yet.
Yep.
So
love that.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good about that one already.
Yeah. And one last question. We're going completely off the rails. This
is it.
Everything we've talked about.
We're just spitballing.
We had pre-show text messages with producer Vince. We talked beforehand. This is what we're gonna do, and nothing that we're talking about was on the list.
I've got a list of stuff. This is also drawings from Ava. This is that's what she does, her quote unquote work. I got pages full of it. She's ruining notebooks left and right. But I got notes here of stuff we're gonna get to.
Yep, but we haven't even got there yet.
On that.
More spitball. I think I know where you're gonna go on this because I know what kind of person and fan you are. But so people are trashing Ben Simmons for being at Wimbledon right now. Like, can the guy just have a summer? Or
it's the craziest thing in the world. It's the most pathetic thing in the world to think that he goes to a sporting event and people are going to I didn't even look at it. You saw the WIP thing, right?
Of course.
I tweeted out the video of the fart from Step Brothers because that's just what it reminded me of. Is that a fart? But the fact they're like, oh, that's bad optics. What? That he has a girlfriend? What are we talking about?
That he has the ability to go to Wimbledon? Like, if I'd be at Wimbledon right now if I could be.
100%. You're in the off season. Who gives a shit? You're not. It's the same thing as this. Listen, with your job, with anybody's job, if you're one of those fans, you're listening to this real quick, I'm talking directly to you right now. Okay. Whatever it is at your job that you could get better at, when you're done work, you don't go home and obsess with that. Mm-hmm. You just don't. You can't do that. If you do that, you're going to lose your mind. All right. Let him go to Wimbledon. He has a girlfriend. Who gives a shit? He might not even be on this team. Who cares? Just let him go to Wimbledon.
Like, is he supposed to sit in his basement in the dark and then just go right from the dark basement to a dark gym and shoot? Like,
it makes no sense. And also, not to get too deep in the weeds here, Ben Simmons' issue isn't that he can't shoot. It's that he won't shoot. Mm-hmm. He can shoot. He doesn't need the practice in the gym as much as he needs to just sit down with a therapist and have a conversation of, how do I get past this mental block?
Maybe this girlfriend is a therapist. We don't know. Yeah,
happy girlfriend, happy life, or something. There's something in there that rhymes.
Something. You just make the girl happy. That's all.
Happy thoughts, fantastic shots.
Put that
on a shirt. Put that on a shirt.
Print the shirt.
The happy hose. Get the ball in the hose.
Goes in.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? We're just spitballing here. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what we do. That's all we do.
No, but it's absolutely.
We actually get into some things we had notes on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, what do we want to get into first? Let's talk about you being on vacay.
I was.
Talk to us about vacay. You're always on vacay. Turks and Caicos, right?
Yeah. So I'm known if you're new to the show here, new to Branded Sports, I'm known as the vacation guy. My wife actually told me this weekend that I need to stop being in the sun because I'm going to be too tan. And I mean, I have a fantastic glow going. So
this light is doing me no justice. I'm actually tan. I looked at myself and I changed when you were talking. I changed like the dim of it. Yeah. I have a tan. Look at my tan line on my butt.
All right, hold on. We're doing this. We're doing this. Okay.
I have a tan. It's just this light is not doing me any. My goodness, that is a tan. I mean, this is awful for podcasting and radio, but my gosh, that's a tan line. That is it looks like you're wearing just pale underwear.
I have tan pants on. Okay.
Right. I just want to let that know that it's not doing me any justice, but you're still shitting all over me. But you're in Turks and Caicos. I've been in a above ground pool.
It was Turks was beautiful. Want to go back. I mean, what is better than being able to sit there at a 5-star resort, either on the beach or the pool, and a dude named Lilla, fantastic name, fantastic dude, is just bringing you mojitos, as they say, all day long, Miami Vices, and you just have to sign at the end of the day. You don't even know. He's like, you sign for me? Sure.
That is dangerous.
Show up at the end of the trip, and you're like, oh, all those signatures have to come for fruition, huh? That was fun.
That's always the toughest. When we were in Hawaii, we're like, all right, how many many like hotel drinks do we want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then like how many do we want to bring down with us? Because you start to sign in, and then next thing you know, you check out, and they're like, hey, by the way, everything's good, but you owe us another $2,500 in drinks. You're like, oh shit. I mean, that Miami Vice was good,
bro. It was real good, but
all 20 of them were that good.
But so the trip was great, except for me puking for like 24 hours the start of the trip. So it was my wife's 30th birthday trip. That's what she wanted to do. She didn't want to have a party or anything. So she was sick the week before. It was very strange. She woke up on like Tuesday night and puked in the middle of the night. Didn't feel good Wednesday. Went to sleep. Was fine Thursday and then puked again Thursday night. I'm like, what? Are we pregnant? Wasn't that?
I was going to say, is it Turks and Cocoa?
No, wasn't that. So I get there, fly, 3-hour flight. I had 3 children behind me screaming the entire time. Parents from Staten Island who just did not give a fuck, to the point where like the entire plane was like, what? Like we were about to land and the mom's like, Turks and Caicos. And the kids are just Turks and Caicos and just screaming. So that was great. But so I got there that night. It was just Puke City, on her birthday, rallied, went down, had a Miami Vice for $17. And then like hour later puked the $17. I should have gotten my money back on that one.
Should have gotten your money back.
Like, I gave it back. So should have got my money, but no, it was fantastic. But we're like on a string right now, like Turks and Caicos for a week. Then we were down in LBI this past weekend for the 4th. Now we're going to Rehoboth to go Uncle Steve's Gay Bash weekend this weekend. Then we're off a weekend. Then we're going to Maryland. It's like, I love that. But then at the same time, summer goes like that.
Yo, Uncle Steve's Gay Bash has to be, I would assume, just a banger of a party.
It's nothing but Whitney Houston and just vodka all weekend.
I want to dance with somebody.
I don't care what anybody says. Being at like, and so we've gone down most summers, and there's just tons of gay bars, right? And it's fantastic. And you're in there, and they're playing that song, and it's just 3,000 just gay dudes just bopping and singing. And I'm at the bar, and I'm like, okay, I have my wife next to me, but at the same time, don't tell me you're going to go to a gay bar and you don't want someone to hit on you.
That would be number one. And also for you, just coming back from an expensive vacation, $17 drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you go to the gay bar, you start getting drinks bought for you. Now you can do a simple division. All right, I had all these, they cost me 17 a pop. Divide, double up, divide it by 2. Now all of a sudden, $8.50. That's a pretty good price per drink.
And there are and I can talk like this, people, because my father is gay. And my wife's uncle is gay. They dated. That's how we met. Connection. I'm basically in the gay community. Okay. So
cut that.
So there is no place in the world you will get a stronger drink than at a gay bar. It is just, hold on for anybody watching. Okay. Bloop. And then you're good. It's unbelievable. And it's like $12.
Parties harder than the gays.
No. So yeah, it's going to be
nobody.
I don't think I can hang anymore, but we'll find out.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I wish I got an invite. Also, speaking about vacation, I want to talk to you about this. You saw the video, jacked Jeff Bezos. Dude.
And Bora Bora, of course.
He is yoked. Bro. I know you had some comments about the video you wanted to get on, not about maybe him specifically, but it's not surprising when you have that much money. You should be in the best shape of your life because you quite literally can buy somebody to just make you food and just like on your ass 24/7. Yep. But I was shocked to see Jeff Bezos was that yoked.
I had no idea.
He looks like an inside linebacker.
Like, did you have any idea? Like,
no, not at all. When I watched the video 2-3 times because I didn't believe that was him at first.
Like the guy's like, that's him in the hat.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. He looked like Peyton Hillis in 2011 or whatever year when he made his 1 year.
How old is he? Producer Vince, can we figure
He's
out how?
Be like 50. I'm gonna guess 56. Jeff Bezos 56. That's my guess.
So he started it in his garage. I mean, Amazon's been around a long time. They just did the book thing,
right?
Yeah, I was going to say 53. 57.
Oh, not bad. And no, it's January. Never mind. Yeah, that's pretty good. 57, you're worth $203 billion. Not too shabby.
Got his new yacht, $500 million yacht that's being finished right now. Can you imagine, like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would like a $10 like blow up boat to go down the Delaware River.
I always say this about myself. If I ever got to the point where like money was just no object to me anymore, would I be like just an asshole about it? And I don't think I would be extremely, but I'd definitely kick it up a notch or two. Like I would be not annoying, but like,
oh, you'd be annoying.
I'd be an asshole. Like anybody that I got into an argument with, I would just like throw $1 million at their face. Like I'd be like, I don't even care about that.
Like, and
no matter what the argument was.
I think both of us would do the thing where it's like, I would give so much money to charity that would in my head be like, I'm good to be a douche now.
Oh, 100%.
Like, oh yeah. You'd be at the bar and be like, oh, I'm a douche. Look across the street. See a children's hospital. Yeah. Built that.
I just bought that right now. I just bought it right now.
Now I'd buy
everything. If I was in a bar and some guy and I were, jabbing, I'd buy the bar that night and then I would ban him from it. And I would just be like, he never enters this building or I shut this down. You all lose your jobs. Like that's what I would do. That's
ever again. I would do anything and everything I want. And I think I would also do like kind of the Shaq move like he's been doing lately where he's like in that, that jewelry store and he just bought the engagement ring for the guy.
He did the same thing, I think, like the other day with like some woman was like buying groceries or something like that. And he like bought like all of like their groceries like in the line behind him. That's a good move.
Those things, it kind of outweighs the douchiness. It makes you feel a little bit better.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Let me ask you, are you a Jeff Bezos hater like you see online a lot? I don't get it. I never will. I know there's a bunch of people, oh, you're a bootlicker. I'm not a bootlicker. I don't know Jeff. Jeff doesn't know me. Jeff hasn't given me anything. He's never going to. But at the same time,
my BCAAs come to my house in 2 days.
I just don't care that other people have way more money. There's always going to be a bigger fish. There's dudes out there. And also, COVID, he gave over $100 million.
Yep.
$100 million. And people are like, that's only like 2% of his like whole net worth.
So is he supposed to give his whole net worth?
Yeah. Like it doesn't, also, he doesn't have just a bank account.
No.
Or like a room like Scrooge McDuck where he just dives into a bunch of gold coins, which by the way, I would do that.
Yes,
if I was rich.
100%.
So I don't know. I just don't get that portion of it. But one thing I tweeted out today that I want to talk about, if I were Jeff Bezos, and I hope Jeff Bezos does this, there's a tweet that's like Jeff Bezos could buy every single like NFL, NBA, like MLB team and still have like a few billion left over. I just wish he would lean into this supervillain thing so much. Mm-hmm. I wish he would buy an MLB team and every year overpay for the best guys in the league, like millions upon millions of dollars overpay for it, pay the luxury tax, but just win the World Series every single year. And just until people couldn't stand him. That's what I would do. Just lean into it.
And just make Pete Rose his manager. No matter what Manfred said, like you can't have him. Oh, he's my manager.
Like he doesn't get a ring. He's like, I don't care, but he's still going to be. Tell me what? He can't be there.
I just bought him a plane. He doesn't need a ring.
He's gonna skydive down in the middle of every game, like one of those like troopers that like comes in.
Can you like? I want him to watch. I want him to buy like the Washington football team too, and just name them like the Washington Primes.
Oh,
just not give a fuck.
I just wish he would mix it up a little bit. Like buy a sports team and just ruin sports. That's all I want.
Oh God. And that brings me back to the Jeff Bezos, the people. So vacation. I've been to Bora Bora. I was there on my honeymoon. Ooh, phenomenal place. Why were the people inside in their room when the sun was out? Like, I don't want to hear like, oh, maybe they're on their honeymoon. You're supposed to just be banging the entire time. No, you're not. Okay. You spend 10 grand on your honeymoon to go to Bora Bora. I'm not going to be in the room having sex the whole time. Okay. I'll have sex when the sun is down.
Also, it was like 4 people and like they were clearly over the age of like 50.
Yes.
Just get outside, mix it up a little bit.
Like, I sleep at night.
I couldn't agree more because I saw the video and after I got over the fact of how jacked Bezos was, I was like, what are these guys doing inside? Yeah, Jeff Bezos is getting ready to load on a boat. Like, get on the dock. Yeah. See, that's one of those vacations too. They have the huts and you're like over the water the whole time.
Where I was.
That's living. That is living, sir.
And If I know Jeff Bezos is at my resort, kind of like when I saw Buddy Hield last week, I'm interacting with Jeff Bezos because maybe I'm getting on that boat where he's going. And that wherever he's going is going to be a better time than whatever I'm doing right here, even if it's Bora Bora. Like, that's a better time than here.
100%. And let's say you make Jeff Bezos laugh. You've heard the story of like Steve, or is it Steve Jobs? No, it's Bill Gates and like the caddy that he paid for his student loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say you make him laugh, and then the next time you go to pay your student loans or go to pay your mortgage, it's like, oh no, Jeff Bezos paid it off for you. Oops. Because that one time you made him laugh on a boat. Oops. Like, he has that money to make that happen.
Now, you're sitting at the bar in Bora Bora. Jeff Bezos is 2 people down. You buy him a drink, or you
100%.
Yes. Me too.
100. I go, whatever he's got, next one's on me. And then when he goes, no, I was like, no. Do you know what it would feel like to be like, I bought Jeff Bezos something? Mm-hmm. I did that. Me.
And then you wake up the next morning and there's a boat sitting at your dock.
Exactly. And then he names it after whatever drink it was. The Mojito.
The Mojito.
Joe's
so Mojito.
I'm so jealous.
And I don't care. It could have the Amazon logos on the side. Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, you have to buy him a drink.
You have to buy him a drink. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Speaking of jacked and fights, let's talk a little sports. Should we talk sports?
Yeah,
it's a sports podcast, I think, right?
I mean, it's everything: sports, pop culture, interviews.
Conor McGregor fight next week. Mm-hmm. He is the underdog in that, and we're gonna talk about 2 back-to-back underdogs. I don't understand. Is that a sign of like McGregor's done?
Yes.
Or is that Vegas trying to bait everybody?
You know me. I love Conor McGregor. You love Conor McGregor.
I'm a big Conor guy.
I love his everything. Okay. I love his showmanship, his heritage, the way he fights. But the last couple of times I've watched him fight, man, I think I've felt sad. I don't ever want to see him fight Khabib again. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
He'll get killed at this point.
So, like, what do you have the odds in front of you? And this is their 3rd fight, correct?
Correct. So right now, today, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, if you're listening, McGregor is plus 100, so he's even money. Poirier is minus 122.
Are they 1-1?
Yes, right?
I think so. Vince?
Here's what I find interesting, though, right? McGregor to win by KO or TKO plus 145. Poirier to win by TKO or KO plus 190. So they think it's going to go the distance more than anything. And he's going to win by points or submission.
Poirier is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think for McGregor to win, he needs to end the fight early.
Yeah. And that's kind of what Vegas is saying too. But here's where this doesn't make sense. There's something going on here that I can't tell. So you have McGregor as the underdog, right? The only way that McGregor's even close to winning in Vegas's mind is by TKO or knockout. So that would mean that the odds, the way the fight finishes, should be favored by points or submission, correct? Mm-hmm. Because that would make sense of why Poirier would be the favorite.
Yes.
How the fight will end, TKO or KO is minus 230, points is plus 260. That to me is telling 2 totally different stories. So one of them is wrong and one of them is right.
Yeah. And Vegas usually isn't wrong.
Correct. So I just don't know. I don't know which one to go there. If I were going to bet this, I think, I would just take the minus 122 and just bet on Poirier to win.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like anything in my sports world. Like, I always go in with a pessimistic view, but then as soon as that song comes on and he starts walking out, I'm in. And McGregor's, my mind, I'm like, here we go. Let's go.
I know. I want him to win so bad.
So bad. But he wins. Where does he go next? Because, then he's going to start talking shit about Khabib, try and bring him back out of retirement. I don't know.
Well, if you're Dana White, you want McGregor to win.
Of course. You always want McGregor to win.
The next fight is where you'll cash out. This fight, I think, is going to be – this fight snuck up, I feel like, on everybody. Nobody was talking about it.
So,
and then all of a sudden, it's here, like next week.
Is it in Vegas?
I believe so. Yeah. So it just feels like it snuck up. So it's all about the next fight. So if you're Dana White, you have to be rooting for McGregor here to win. But I agree. I don't know what's next. I don't think Khabib's going to come out of retirement.
No, I think he's done. He doesn't want to fight with dad.
Yeah. So I don't know who he fights after this, even if he wins. I'll tell you who does know. That's the boys over at Branded MMA Podcast. Go check them out. They're going to have the whole slew of scenarios.
You were talking earlier that this is going to be the most listened to podcast. They scare me because I think they're going to contend for that. They're good.
They put up some really good numbers and their content's awesome. So go check them out. And that's a shout out to them.
And staying in MMA for a second, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Dana White because what he did during COVID for all of us, Fight Island was just amazing.
Amazing.
He knew what we needed. And he's like, listen, the fight goes on.
I have one knock about it though.
Okay.
And it's also why I love the Olympics so much. I wish he wouldn't have made it so the time matched the United States time. I wish it would have been like, oh, if you want to see this fight, it's going to happen at 3 a.m.
Because everyone would be up and watch it.
It's one of those awesome moments where like everybody's in on the same thing. You're all kind of watching together. So that's my only knock on him. And that's why I love the Olympics. The Olympics are the best.
My only knock, and I want to get into that too. My only knock was I thought it was actually going to be like they were going to fight outside, like next to the beach. They were showing all those promos and they had the octagon like on the beach. I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. And then they were like, yeah, the sun's going to be coming up during the fights of what time. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to be fighting the sun's. And then they were like inside this fucking place. I was like, all right, I'm a little disappointed here.
It was definitely disappointing, but I agree with you. I'm glad he got it done. Other underdogs we got to talk about. It's happening today on Tuesday. So when you listen to this, it'll already have concluded. The match tonight at 5, which you were talking about, fantastic lineup today. Oh. Italy at 3.
Yep.
The match at 5. And what else we got?
NBA Finals Game 1 at 9.
It's unbelievable.
Dude. Feed it all to me.
Brady and Phil plus 146 last time I looked. When we started recording, it was plus 140. So that tells me even more money's coming in on DeChambeau and Rodgers. I don't know. I don't know how you don't take.
Could there be a more hated duo than the two DeChambeau and Rodgers together?
Not at this moment. I don't think there could be at this moment. I'm actually going to play this, and I'm going to take Brady and Phil to win it. Phil's been on fire. DeChambeau has been literally not. I think he missed the cut again this weekend. And it's like he hasn't had a top 10. He's one top 10 finish in his last like 18 or something like that.
His caddy literally just quit on him.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's no way his mind's like fully into this thing.
How like everything is going against DeChambeau and Rodgers right now. He's not making the cut. His caddy quit on him. Rodgers is just making a huge stink about everything. He's in Hawaii and he's fucking not coming to OTAs. No, he's just being a bitch basically at this point. And then there's the other side. Brady's coming off a Super Bowl win. He is opening up more than he ever has in his life. And I feel like so many haters of Tom Brady are turning the corner and be like, I love this dude. Phil is just becoming the lovable grandfather that we all love, coming off his biggest win in years a few weeks back. So they have all the momentum, I feel like, right now. And it's in Montana, correct?
Yeah.
Brady plays this course all the time. He has a house there. So I don't understand. I don't get it.
Like I said, I'm actually, once we're done here, I'm going to put in my bet for Brady Phil to win it. I just don't see how they lose it. And I agree. New Brady. Oh, and I'm already a Brady guy.
Me too.
New Brady is the absolute best. I love the swag he's got.
When they're going to go with that motherfucker. I was like,
that was so good. What a great clip. Also, do you remember the last match?
Yes, last year.
Brady was stinking it up.
Yep.
And then he hits that one from like 160, 170 out.
Yep.
And just holds it. All it takes is one moment.
Are they going to be zooming around in their own golf carts again like they were last year? Remember they each had their own. It was design.
I don't know. I want them to share carts. I love the banter.
That was probably a COVID thing that they only had their own carts.
Yeah. I need the banter though.
Oh,
and I hate
DeChambeau.
The worst. He's going to be trying to swing out of his shoes because this quote unquote doesn't really matter. So he's going to be swinging out of his shoes. He's going to be piping the ball left and right all over, knocking down trees, doing his little woo thing. Is
he your least favorite golfer right now, or are you still going Captain America?
I'd probably go Captain America.
Yeah. I can't even think of his name right now. That's why I said Captain America.
No, that's Patrick Reed. But
all right, there it is. Couldn't even think of his name. I hate him that much.
The worst. Him, Ian Poulter, still up there, but Bryson's getting up there. The only reason I don't have him as like the number one guy is because I actually do love the back and forth between him and Brooks.
Yeah.
But the whining when people are like, "Oh, the boy Brooksy," that is the softest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I wish they would let Brooks be there, like being the Happy Gilmore guy. You suck, you jackass. Can you imagine if they let Brooks just be there behind, just yelling at him?
He would go nuts. Let me ask you this: how much tweeting is Brooks going to do if they start like losing?
I think I'm putting Brooks's Twitter on alerts.
Yeah, that's a notification on. I like that move.
I mean, he has to, right?
There's no way he can't. Like, there's just no way he can't. He takes the advantage any chance he gets. If he's sitting at home and Bryson starts going off, he's going to start tweeting about it.
The other day when DeChambeau's caddy quit and he just put out this whole heartfelt post about how much he loves his caddy.
Oh, it was mwah.
It's beautiful.
It was perfect.
Oh.
What else we got? Oh, hot dog eating contest.
Dude.
I mean,
I love it, but at the same time, I texted to you on 4th of July. I'm like, is there a more like fuck you, we're America contest than that? Like, there's literally people in the entire world that, like, if you gave them a hot dog bun, that's the first thing they're eating in 2 weeks, and they're starving. And we have dudes just sitting up there dunking hot dog rolls in water, puffing down 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
I didn't bet on the hot dog eating contest this year because I just thought there's no way. Like, at some point in time, like, he has to slow down, right? 76 is an absurd amount of hot dogs to eat. Like, it just doesn't.
Have you eaten 76 hot dogs in your life?
I probably after the age of 5, no.
Yeah,
right? In the beginning, that's all kids eat is just hot dogs.
But you never finish full ones, I feel like, when you're that young.
Yeah, no. But definitely not, like, in a roll and stuff. But 76 hot dogs?
In 10 minutes.
It's unbelievable.
Do you watch it?
I didn't watch it this year.
Neither. I was on the beach. I didn't have.
No, I think I was sitting in the pool or something. I was getting attacked by wasps. That's what I was doing. I was being viciously and aggressively attacked by wasps.
Was it like a planned attack by them?
I don't know. It seemed pretty direct. I got bit. I got hit twice in the back of I have bumps in the back of my head. It's insane.
Like what? They just
dude, this big. No. So they made a nest outside of my shed. I didn't see it. I did not see it. That's on me. I was finishing up the cutting the lawn, which, by the way, I cut a fantastic lawn. A fantastic lawn. You go by my yard and you're like, oh, he works at Wrigley. No, I don't. I just cut a good lawn. I'm putting my lawnmower back, a little bumpy up there. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, bang, bang, right on top of the head. I had my phone in my hand, tossed my phone in the air. And I just ran away. Got hit twice, right in the top of the head. So then last night, I got some wasp killer. Last night, they say, wait till the end of the night, wait till they're all sleeping in the nest. I got this like wasp killer foam. Oh, I lit their shit up. I ran that wasp show. Destroyed them.
Killed the entire
family. I can't wait. I'm going to go back out today, throw a trash can underneath, knock it down. I'm going to spray them again. I'm going to leave one alive.
They're just slowly dying right now. Yep. And you're like, yep, nope.
I'm going to resuscitate one. And I'm going to say, you tell all your little wasp friends, they come back over here, Lindbergh Ave. All right. They're going to get their show rocked. You got to leave one alive to tell the story.
Yeah, you have to send him on his little way. Tell everybody.
Yep.
This area here. Nope.
Maybe I'll befriend him. I'll adopt him. He'll have little babies. I'll pretend to be his, adopted father and be like, "Oh, grandpa, look at my children," and then I'm gonna stomp them too.
Yep. Right in front of her.
If I ever see a wasp again, dead. So that's what I did 4th of July.
You ever see that movie Bees? Jerry Seinfeld was like the voice of the bee.
Yes. I always think of that movie every time I hear that Little Dicky song. Where he's like, I just turned off The Departed to watch a movie about a bee.
Yeah.
I don't know why it makes me laugh every single time.
Love that. Bug's Life. Love those movies.
And what's up with this flying? Yeah, hot dog eating contest, fantastic. It has to stop at some point. Like there's just no way. All right, and then last in the sports world, we got to talk about college football because we are college football guys. Everyone knows that. College football, the NIL ruling, players now can get paid off likeness. What are your thoughts, feelings, concerns? Talk to me.
I'm all in. I'm all in. I mean, seeing what Barstool is doing right now too, it's just athlete after athlete after athlete. That's who I would be immediately contacting right now if I was a college athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even think they're just giving them some merch too. It's like they're doing anything.
No. I mean, can you imagine like, yeah, Barstool. Can you imagine walking around campus at University of Wisconsin and you play in the water polo team? You're like, yeah, I'm sponsored by Barstool, bitch. My God. I'm ready to go back. I actually Googled best schools in the country for handball and Bowling Green I'm ready to go.
Oh, talk to me about it. Can we enroll online and then just show up for game days?
Well, first I checked what is that? University of Phoenix online. They don't have sports. Very shame. And Grand Canyon University. I was all in on that because I always see the commercials for Grand Canyon. It looks really nice.
It looks pretty sweet, but it's like
a Mormon school, so I think it's kind of So I don't I can't go to a school where I can't drink tea. Okay?
Yeah, correct. That's out. Totally out.
So yeah, Bowling Green, one of the best handballs. I feel like we could compete in handball.
100%. I've already said too. I know this is totally different. I could be in the MLS right now today.
I
could make an MLS roster. There's no doubt in my mind. Philadelphia Union, New York Red Bull. If you guys are listening, I can be on your team today. Play defense. I can play defense professionally at the MLS level. There's just no doubt in my mind.
Run for 90 minutes.
100%. And it's not even running for 90 minutes.
True.
The defensive guys, they do this. They jog over and they sit there.
Yeah.
And then they just one kick defense. That's defense.
Kick it out of bounds. Yeah. Sometimes you got to stand you just got to stand in the wall, jump a little bit.
And if I want to take a break, I'll just pretend like I rolled my ankle and my face is in pain, and then they'll spray me with the magic sauce or whatever they do, and then there you go, I'm back in.
It really is. I've been all in on the Euros because I've said this on my Twitter 1,000 times. Kmess 22. I love international competition, whether it's the Olympics, the World Cup, right now the Euros, the CONCACAF is starting, I think, next week, which USA is in soccer. But when it's international competition, I'm all in. So
I agree. I love the international soccer.
Watching the Euros, I also feel like I'm become a soccer expert. I watched 3 games. I'm like, yep, I know exactly. Offsides, screaming at Lisa. I'm rewinding on the TV and explaining to my wife what offsides is. She could give a fuck. So watching those guys play and then watching 3 minutes of an MLS game, it's like watching Major League Baseball and then a fucking 3-year-old's T-ball game.
It's night and day. The speed alone is so wildly different.
I guess doesn't the MLS do the thing where it's they're all-star games and then they pick a Premier League team Liverpool and they play?
Yeah, and then Chelsea comes over and just
they're 14-year-olds.
Yeah, they just absolutely just run their show. Yeah, they do that every year. Yeah, I'm all in on the international soccer. We get more international soccer with Olympics, right?
Yes. Yeah. USA did not qualify.
That's unbelievable. Is it still the top guys do the Olympics, or are we going to be seeing some of the B squatters?
It's a good question. I don't know.
That's the only thing I hate when we do, because USA basketball, they send over a bunch of rookies and second-year guys that nobody's ever heard of. And then there'll be one vet who doesn't make the team and he's all bent out of shape about it.
Well, that's baseball is in the Olympics this year. So USA is sending guess who I think he's the captain, former Major League Baseball player.
Is the captain playing on the team?
Yeah.
So he no longer
plays in the MLB this year,
and he's the captain of the USA team. We're gonna get killed. Captain, give me a position, unless it's too obvious.
Third base. think he plays a little utility, can play almost anywhere in the infield.
Tulowitzki? I don't know why when you said utility.
He's definitely a team guy. Played for my team for a little bit.
Not like Swisher, right? Or something like that. Right? Swisher was an outfielder, right?
Yeah. And he's been out a long time.
I have no idea who.
Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier is the captain of the men's baseball team.
I don't know if he's the captain, but he's like playing for them.
He's probably the biggest name.
Huh?
He's probably the biggest name.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, hold on. Let's see if I can actually pull up like who. I'm sure we could find it, right?
I'm looking right now. USA baseball roster. Olympic baseball roster. Every player in the 2021 team in Tokyo. All right.
Yeah, here, Olympic. Nick Allen. Eddie Alves.
Look at
Tyler Austin. Used to play for the Yankees, I believe.
Look at these clubs.
Yeah, current. Oh, so these are like current like AAA dudes and AA dudes.
Todd Frazier, free agent. Edwin Jackson. Edwin Jackson is 2,000 years old. What is Edwin Jackson? Scott Kazmir?
Oh my God.
What?
Like David Robinson, the pitcher?
The one who didn't pitch for the Phillies at all last year? No wonder.
I'm all in right here, though. Kansas City Royals, AAA. He's 6'4", 220 outfielder, Bubba Starling. I mean,
yeah, that's a good name.
I'm all in.
Never seen him swing a bat one time, but I'm all in.
Idea. Who's it? Mike Scioscia's the manager.
This is embarrassing. We can't get one major leaguer.
I guess they can't because it's midseason.
Yeah, but like, just be like, I'm going to play for my country. I'll be back.
I would love if Major League Baseball was like, all right, we're taking a 2-week break. So whoever wants to go can go. Like, can you imagine Shohei Ohtani playing for Japan right now? Like, Japan's probably going to win. They're going to come out. Like, they just have, like, I'm sure all their Japanese baseball, they probably paused because they care about country.
Yeah. So first pitch between USA is scheduled for July 30th, 6 a.m. Love that.
Love that.
I love off-peak hours.
Yes.
USA versus Israel, 6 a.m. And then the next day you have 6 a.m. USA versus South Korea. And then it's a knockout stage.
That's quick.
That is very quick. But, I mean, listen to these. Ready? This is where USA baseball has placed over the years. 92, fourth place. 96, bronze. 2000, gold. All right. 2004, did not medal. 08, bronze.
Like,
guys, it's time to start sending some of the big boys there.
Hold on. What is that thing that America's Pastime?
Yeah, what? America's Pastime, unfortunately, is going to have Joe Ryan from AAA Durham pitching. So look for him to really make it and really have a big, or I'm sorry, Nick Martinez from the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. That's the guy that's going to represent America.
Can we, hold on.
This is ridiculous.
I'm trying to look at.
You get a free trip to Tokyo. Like, just go play some baseball for like 1 week.
Here, let's see who.
You know what they should do? This is what they should do. If your team is in like the last, like you're like last place in your division, those are the players that make up the Olympic team.
Oh, I would love that.
And that would be way better than anybody they have out there now. Let's see. Let's take a peek at this. Let's really dive deep.
Roy Oswald pitched in 2000 when they won the gold.
Yeah, like that's what I'm talking. And that was when Roy's like in his like prime.
I don't know anybody else though. Pat Borders.
I don't know what that is.
Brent Abernathy.
Baseball players without borders. All right. So last place, I'm going to go through the divisions. AL East, Orioles. Central, the Royals. West, the Rangers. National League East, Marlins. Then you got Pirates and then Diamondbacks. You're telling me those 6 teams couldn't put together a 10 times better club than this nonsense?
I'm sure they could. Yeah, like why don't they should take just guys from the worst teams. Be like, all right, we're commandeering. You're players.
Like you're not gonna make the postseason the Marlins aren't going to the playoffs. Just send your guys there.
We should just send the Yankees because they're an atrocious train wreck as it is right now.
See, you can't send one full team though, because what happens is if they don't win, then stay off of Twitter for a long time.
Oh God,
like a long time.
Who's been more disappointing this year? You think the Phillies or the Yankees? My team or yours? I feel like it's got to be the Yankees.
See, I was gonna say Phillies only because their biggest problem, they somehow went from the worst bullpen to ever play the game to worse than that. Like the bullpen has somehow gone from rock bottom to below rock bottom. But now that I think about it, I think you're right, because at least there was no expectation of like, hey, we're going to get back and win the World Series. The Yankees, there's some expectations for them to like compete for a World Series.
It was all expectations. Like it was Yankees Dodgers. Like this was the year. And the Red Sox were going to be a complete joke. And now the Red Sox, I believe, have the best record in baseball. And the Yankees are in 4th place. Got swept again last week by the Red Sox. And that, to me, it's Alex Cora. That just shows you the difference that a manager can make. What he can do with that team compared to like Aaron Boone, who looks completely clueless.
Yankees currently 10.5 games behind the Red Sox.
It's unbelievable.
The Yankees currently 5.5 games behind a wild card spot.
And this was supposed to be
yikes,
a World Series contending team.
Aaron
Judge is healthy. It's just,
it's a shame that never gets talked about is just how consistently good the Rays are year after year, and nobody gives a shit.
Yep.
Every year they're just fantastic.
Tampa is becoming title town, man.
It's unbelievable. They're going to win it. What is it, tonight? Tomorrow night?
They lost last night, so Thursday night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. So when you're listening to this, just know that later on in the evening, Tampa Bay is going to raise another trophy.
Mm-hmm. And very good chance I'm going down to Tampa for week 1 against Dallas, so more content to come. We'll let you know about that.
Fantastic. Love that.
All right, we have a couple little games we're going to play, right, with producer Vince. Show the people. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, bring him in. Let's start with the Cameo game. I like the Cameo game.
Producer Vince, are you ready? Because his screen looks gray, so I'm a little nervous.
No, he doesn't look ready at all. Let's do, you know what? Oh, wait.
Nope.
What? Hey, you, me, him, you,
me. Hey, Vince.
Do you hear us?
Nope. All right. Producer Vince, everybody.
Producer Vince, everybody. Best in the business.
All right, do you want to go through the story? So why don't you tell people what we're going to do each week, too, with this?
Yeah, Crime of the Week. This was actually a good idea from producer Vince, who's trying to figure it out. Hair looks great, though.
Does.
He says he doesn't know what's going on. That's what you want to hear from your producer.
Absolutely.
I have no idea what's happening. All right, so we're going to do Crime of the Week. I thought Vince thought this would be a good idea, and I agree with him. So Crime of the Week, we're going to find a crime. Just talk about it. Talk it out. Spitball it, some might say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this story it's actually an older story, but let's talk it out. Man stabbed in the butt on the train platform. Didn't notice until he got home. This is obviously in New York. So in Queens, a man was stabbed in his buttocks several times by another traveler on the subway platform. So he gets stabbed, blah, blah, blah. He told police he was not aware of it until he returned home. The man was just waiting for the train at 7:10 p.m. 7:10 p.m. The Yankees probably didn't even throw first pitch yet, and this guy's getting stabbed in the ass.
And he didn't know about it.
He had no idea. He said he was he had another passenger bumped into him a few times. He had no shit with a knife, man. What are we talking about?
Was this a plastic butter knife, or
No,
is this dude's ass just like Kim Kardashian?
This is legit knife. So he thought that he was bumped in the butt a couple times. First off, you get bumped in the butt once or twice. Okay.
Turn around.
3-4 times, you're like, dude, what's happening? What are you doing, man?
Maybe turn around.
Quit bumping me in the buttocks. He said initially he felt no pain, did not realize that he was actually stabbed until he went home and saw blood on his pants. Couple things. Let's say this train ride is 10 minutes, which I think being insanely conservative. You're going to tell me nobody on a train at 7:10 p.m. saw a man bleeding from his pants and said, sir,
excuse me,
you're bleeding from your ass. Not
you
a
have a
single
big
person.
hemorrhoid, or were you stabbed 14 times in the ass?
Which brings up the good question. Is the butt, I guess, the best place to be stabbed if you're going to get stabbed?
I mean, all right, let's see. I don't want to get stabbed in the neck or the face. Definitely not in the heart or the lungs.
Those are tough. Those are tough places to get stabbed.
Don't think you want to get stabbed like in your leg, because isn't your femoral artery in there somewhere and you're just going to bleed out? Yeah. I mean, maybe like the pinky finger or the pinky toe, and maybe then the ass.
Kimbo Slice apparently said that the arm is the best place to get stabbed. Now, Kimbo is a man who has been stabbed.
Yes.
R.I.P. Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice.
It's got to be the butt, especially after this. I need to know. It doesn't disclose any information about what this man looks like. Not passing judgment. Yep. But I assume that he is a larger man with some room to be stabbed. So I think this is one of those things, more cushion for the stabbing, as they say.
Do we know what time of year this was?
This was in December.
Okay, so he maybe had multiple layers on too.
Probably, most likely. Oh, I should also note this happened pre-pandemic. So it's not like, he didn't, nobody said anything because there was only 4 people on the train. Yeah. It was in New York, Christmas time-ish area. It's before like a week or 2 before Christmas.
Like train's packed.
Train's packed. 7:10 p.m. Train is absolutely packed. A lot of people are probably leaving the bar, what have you, maybe a little drunk. How do you not see a man? If you get stabbed one time, I assume that it's going to create a lot of blood. Yeah. You get stabbed, quote unquote, several times, you're bleeding all over the place.
Like, does the ass bleed a lot?
I would assume. Yeah. I just assume anywhere you get stabbed.
You think like if Kim Kardashian got stabbed in the ass, though, like it wouldn't bleed? It would just the cellulite would just like eat it.
Maybe the knife doesn't even come out. She only gets stabbed once.
Just eats it.
Also,
that just becomes part of the ass.
Can we talk about what was this man's intentions?
Yeah, and then why? Like, so did he just and then walk away?
I'm imagining a rather short man.
Yes,
stabbing a rather large man in the ass, just like it's at his face. Maybe, and you can tell me whether or not he's in the right here. Maybe he's a shorter fella. Mm-hmm. He's ass level. Mm-hmm. Farts a couple times in his face. Hey, buddy. Hey. You got people trying to breathe down here. Hey, man. Maybe that's it. This seems like this story came out before Bagel Boss. This feels very Bagel Boss.
It could have been the Bagel Boss.
This feels, because they said they didn't ever caught the guy. This feels very Bagel Boss.
Can you imagine being that guy and then seeing the story come out? Like, yeah, I'm the ass stabber.
That was me. Do you take ownership, or do you just, because you got away with it?
Yeah, maybe I'm telling some friends and family, but
I think if you're out there stabbing asses, you don't have a lot of friends or family.
It's true.
Yeah, there's just no way you have a good support system. And
he's a serial ass stabber.
Yeah, no
serial ass stabber.
Serial ass stabber.
Giannis is a game time decision. I just got that alert on my Apple Watch. No big deal.
Who's a game time decision?
Giannis.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
They're going to lose by 10, and then he's going to play game 2.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to win by 12.
Yeah, correct.
That's the NBA.
Right. Bring Vince in. Let's play a little Cameo game.
Producer Vince, everybody. If you don't know him, he produces Birds vs. Boys. He does a lot more when it comes to branded sports, producing our live stream events like the Sixers live stream from Coco's in Aston. So he does a lot of work behind the scenes. We bring him on during Birds vs. Boys to do some TikTok. So we're going to do the same thing here with Spitballing. So he's going to every week help us play a little game that Joe and I played one time last summer, I believe, when we did the everyday Lunchables. And
Lunchables, baby.
So we're going to do Cameo High Low. So what that means is Vince is going to give us 2 people who are on Cameo, and Joe and I need to guess who is more expensive, and then Vince will tell us what they cost. I mean, I'm a Cameo expert. Just got Tori Spelling and Ian Ziering for my wife last week for her birthday.
Got your money's worth too.
Absolutely.
They were fantastic. All right, let me ask you a quick question. Rules here. Do we have to pick opposites?
No, I don't think so. We're not really like competing. We're just...
Well, I'm way too competitive to just have some friendly competition. Like that just doesn't work for me.
I think we should keep track of how many we get right, though.
Okay.
I had the same thought. I think we keep track like Andrew McCutcheon and Dusty Wathan. Is it Dusty Wathan at third base? Like they do with the rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
We'll
All right.
keep track over time.
All right,
All
hit
right,
us.
we ready? All right, so we went college athlete themed in honor of the NIL.
Okay.
So we're going to start with 2 college football legends. We have Vince Young and Ricky Williams. We have a Heisman Trophy winner, a Heisman runner-up, BCS champion, Vince Young in 05. So who do we think is higher on Cameo?
I have a take here. I think Vince Young should be higher. I think Ricky Williams thinks that he's worth more than Vince Young. So I'm going to say Ricky's higher and Vince Young's lower, but Vince Young most definitely should be higher.
I'm going to go Vince Young is higher because Ricky Williams is just on Cameo, but really doesn't give a fuck. He's just smoking. He's like, if someone sends it to me, send it to me. And I think it's going to be close.
I think definitely going to be close.
But Vince Young has a big head, I feel like, too. And he also thinks he's better than he is.
What's your guess number-wise?
So Ian Ziering was 200.
I was going to say 199 for these guys.
I'm going to say Vince Young's like, like 175.
Okay, that's a good guess. What do we got?
All right, so we have Joe said, you said
Ricky was higher.
Williams. We got Kevin saying Vince Young.
Yep.
All right, so for the low price of $109.99, you can get a Cameo from Ricky Williams. And then for Vince Young, you will have to pay $209.99.
Damn.
Yo.
An extra $100. With the caveat that you have to specify with Ricky Williams that you want his specific astrology readings. That may cost more, but it's not listed. So we're going.
Wait, Ricky Williams gives out astrology readings?
Yeah, it's a thing now.
We're gonna have to get one of those for the show.
100%. I've never believed in astrology. I do when Ricky Williams is saying it.
109 compared to 209. Okay.
See, I agree. Vince Young should definitely be more. He's like doing actual TV. I just thought maybe Ricky was going to be off the charts, like crazy expensive for no reason.
Yeah, no, I was given specific instructions to pick ones that are close to each other. I will say that's the furthest apart one we have. They just felt like.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
I was thinking what Joe was saying. All right, so our second one, another college football one, more recent college football guys. We have Colt McCoy and Manti Te'o.
Ooh. I'll let you go first on this one.
Both still in the league, right? Colt McCoy is backing up in Arizona. Did Manti? I don't know if Manti's on a team right now. Don't think he is. He was most recently with the Saints. Oh, so Manti had a fake girlfriend, played for Notre Dame. He has a real girlfriend now, apparently.
Maybe.
Colt McCoy is a quarterback. I'm going to go Colt McCoy.
I'm gonna go Manti Te'o. And my reasoning behind it is because I feel like he wants to flush out as many people that are gonna be like, oh, do one saying hi to my girlfriend or something like that.
I love that.
It's one of those. It's that like David or Daniel Tosh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, I charge expensive tickets, so the guys that can afford $10 tickets don't show up.
Yep.
So I think it's one of those. So I'm gonna go Te'o for that reason.
Great point.
So they are only $10 apart.
Ooh.
So for $109.99, you will get Manti Te'o. For Colt McCoy, $119.99.
Let's go. 2-0.
Damn it.
All right.
Colt, baby.
We're switching it up for the third one. We're going college basketball legends. So for the first one, we have complete legend of the game. They changed the rules of college basketball for him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was Lou Alcindor at the time. And on the other side, we have Big 12 Player of the Year, Tony Allen.
I mean, it has to be Kareem, but your reaction's telling me Tony Allen.
Yeah, and if they're close too,
that's insane. I'm gonna
go Allen just because of this. It sounds ridiculous.
I almost have to go Allen too because it sounds ridiculous, but I'm gonna I'm going to go Kareem just with some type of glimmer of hope that like society hasn't completely fallen apart. Please tell me Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the most points getter in the NBA history, is more than Tony Allen. Please.
So for $599.99, you will get a cameo from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, star of the movie Airplane. For Tony Allen, you need to send him $999.99.
What? Where in the world does Tony Allen think he's worth nearly double what Kareem Abdul? What?
$1,000 for him to be like, "Hey, Mary, it's Alan here. Your husband wanted to say happy birthday."
And she's like, "Who in the hell are you?"
Like, now I want to go on Cameo because, you can click on the people and like see some of their videos. Like, has anyone even ordered one?
I don't know how you do.
On there.
He averaged in the NBA, and technically, I guess, whatever, 8.1 points a game.
Oh my God.
Was he not Defensive Player of the Year?
No. All defensive first team 3 times. All defensive second team 3 times. Who in the world do you
You're forgetting Big 12 Player of the Year at Oklahoma State.
That's correct. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
If you want to get technical, Kareem was technically cheating if they had to change the rules. So
I guess
that's bananas. Banana land, as Joe would say.
That is banana land. My God, I get he's 74, but my God, Kareem averaged over his career just under 25 points a game.
3-0.
That's insane. I listen, for the record, I got that right.
Do we think it has anything to do with like supply and demand? Like, how many people on Cameo know Kareem?
I don't know. There's no way if you show random people a picture of Tony Allen, they're going to know who it is. No. Just no shot.
No chance.
I bet if you showed 100 different people a picture of Tony Allen and 100 people a different picture of Kareem's probably going to be like 40, maybe 50%. I'd say one out of every 2.
Maybe we do this.
They're not going to have a clue.
Maybe we do this during a happy hour, Hunters.
Yes, absolutely. Here's one person. Here's the other person. Can you name either one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looks like a former NBA player. I've never seen this human being one time in my life because
it's a bar back here.
Nobody knows who he is.
He's a bar back at this bar. Yes.
Yeah, he works here because he averaged 8 points.
So to recap, after week 1, Joe was 0-3. Kevin is 3-0. Am I correct?
No, Kevin was 3-0. I was 2-1, and I threw up the third pick, or I was 1-2. I threw up that last pick to try to like have some type of faith in humanity. So humanity is 0-3. I'm 1-2.
That works.
Okay.
That's my spin zone.
That works.
All right. I want to finish this out with the mascot fighting to death. So originally I was going to say, let's do conference. Let's do AFC this week and then NFC next week. But I want to just go by division. So that way we can split it up into 6 different episodes, 8 different episodes.
So we're just doing one division right now.
One division. All right. So I'm going to let you pick a division. Any division you want. AFC, NFC, doesn't matter.
NFC West.
NFC West. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through, and I'm going to ask Vince to keep track of this as well. How many of these mascots we think we could win in a fight to the death? All right?
Like you and me.
You and me. Let's say you're one-on-one. We'll both... Actually, let's go me and you versus...
Yeah, because
the mascots.
So the two of us versus the mascot.
I mean, like the team name, not like the actual, like, not Scoop.
Yeah, not
Swoop,
Rowdy.
Sorry. Yeah, but the actual animal. So, all right, let's start NFC West. We're going to say hand-to-hand combat, by the way. So us versus a Seahawk.
I don't even know what a Seahawk is, really.
So, I mean, it's a big hawk, I assume.
How do you fight hand-to-hand combat? Like, the thing's going to be pecking. One of us would have to come from, like, one of us, I think, would have to take the pecking.
Yeah.
And the other has to come from behind.
And, like, choke it to death.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only way. So I would say I think we could beat a Seahawk to death.
One of us is getting fucked up.
one of us is going to take those talons are going to take some damage. You're going to have to do one of those things where like you put your arm in the air, you let them kind of eat it, and then the other person's got to jump on. So somebody's losing a limb. Yeah. But I think push comes to shove.
We both survive. We could kill it.
Birds' bones are they're hollow, if I'm correct.
You come from behind with a big rock.
I even think if I elbow drop a wing, I'm going to snap a wing right in half. True. And then that bird now is nothing more than an aggressive pigeon. And at that point, we're going to kick the shit out of the Seahawk.
Agree.
Seahawk's dead. Seahawk's dead. Cardinal, I mean, we're going to work a Cardinal.
I mean, I see them outside my door, and I feel like it's death. Like just
even a card. Yeah, I think you and I could take down a flock of cardinals.
Yes, like the movie Birds.
That's one of those questions where it's like, would you rather fight like a horse-sized chicken or like a chicken-sized horse or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it matters how many cardinals you throw at us.
No,
it's
bopping in the air just as they fly up.
So we're 2-0 right now. All right, this one's going to be these next two. A ram.
Nope.
I think a ram takes us out.
Don't want anything. I don't want that smoke.
A ram with murder on the mind too.
Like, because what do you do?
I don't know, but if he hits you one time in like the shins or the knees, yeah, you're toast. Yo, speaking of this is totally off topic. Did you see that TikTok video of that player using that metal bat hitting himself in the shins?
Oh yeah, I don't get it.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I've been on the internet for however many years since the internet was around. I've never seen anything crazier.
No, don't get it.
And that was insane.
Rams literally like run into each other to decide who gets to bang the other ram. Like correct. The female ram. So like they do this for life. We're done.
Yeah, I think a one-on-one matchup with a ram, I'm definitely going to get my show run.
Yep.
2v1, I just
like can we make weapons and shit?
Nah, this is just straight.
Maybe if it was like Jared Goff the Ram, because he might be like a little slow and
he's a lion now.
But if it's like Aaron Donald the Ram,
oh God, no. Oh no, I think a Ram takes us out, especially if like I said, if the Ram knows he's in a fight to the death.
Yep.
Rams are big too. Like they're not like little goats. Like there's some. Yeah. All right. So a Ram, I think, kills us. And then a 49er.
So I just picture a big burly dude who like walked across America to go dig some gold out.
Yeah.
I think he's going to squash us.
So let me look at something real quick, because there's one piece of information I need to know about this to be able to make a decision. Okay. In the 1950s, thanks to increased American prosperity after the World War II, air conditioning units first became widely affordable. So air conditioning wasn't invented until like widely affordable until like the 50s. So these guys didn't, at this point, if we're thinking about 49ers, probably like in his early 30s, he's lived 30 years without air conditioning and moves out to the West Coast. Anybody that was around before air conditioning can beat me up in a fight. Yes. That's just, those are the facts. Like there's just nobody that was around before air conditioning that I can take.
Like, weren't they like part of like the Oregon Trail thing?
Exactly. Yeah. That was a game. We made a PC game about how to survive through their life.
And we died of dysentery every time.
100%. And then people just put like our hat on a stick.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think about living, like, would you even want to live back then? Like,
absolutely not. I don't want to live in a time before air conditioning and or a time before anesthesia.
Yeah.
Because God forbid I break my leg. They're like, well, we just cut it off at this point. We don't have clear doctors.
We've made some alcohol that might kill you anyway. Just drink this.
Correct.
First.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, no thanks. So I think we're 2-2.
And they do it with like a saw, like one of those wooden saws.
Yeah, and they just make you bite a piece of wood that somebody wraps their like dirty sock around. They're like, here, take a bite of this.
Nope. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
No fucking thank you.
Yeah.
No. So 2-2.
Yeah.
We're beating the birds.
Beating the birds.
Rams. I think a Ram is a good fight. I think ultimately we come to our demise, and then I think a 49er just beats the shit out of me.
I don't know what you do with a Ram.
You don't. He's gonna come at you. You got to jump on its back. But once again, then what do I do? Like choke it to death?
Which is it's pure muscle. Like you're not getting.
Also, you ever see like an animal, like when you like a dog, you try to grab a dog by a collar, and it's like
Yeah.
He's going to wiggle out of me trying to choke him to death.
And then as soon as you fall off, it's just going to fucking give you the head to the. Yeah. No.
Like I can't bash its head in because it's bashing its head into me.
Yep.
So a Ram's going to, And then a 49, like I said, I actually think we're in better shape if we go hand-to-hand combat with the 49er as opposed to with weapons because that man knows how to use a pick.
Yes.
I don't know how to use a pick.
I see him just having like a big shovel, just carrying it. He's like 6'7" and just.
He looks like he's 65. He's 29. Just
he built railroads before he decided to go dig for gold.
Yeah. This is what he does when he's bored.
Yeah.
It's something I wouldn't dream of doing.
And then he sits in a saloon till fucking 6 a.m. drinking all night and then just goes back to the mine.
Correct. Yeah. No, thanks. I don't want any part of that. No, none of that smoke.
Nope.
That's one down.
I got 4 minutes now till Italy kicks off, so I got to watch that.
That timing. All right. Official predictions: Italy, Spain.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Italy.
Regulation?
So it's Italy, Spain, and then Denmark and England. I think England's a better team than Denmark, but I feel like Denmark is just on a run right now because of the whole Christian Eriksen thing. So I'm going to say Italy, Denmark in the final.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go. I think Italy wins in regulation. I think England puts on a show today. I think they win or tomorrow. I think they win by 2. I think they're going to stop.
Well, then if I were you, I would go on FanDuel right now or ManSchmool. And they have an odds boost of plus 200 for it to be Italy, England in the final.
I think I'm going to do that. I have a good parlay working today that involves basketball, baseball, and soccer.
Love it.
Absolutely love it. It's a can't lose parlay. It's Suns like plus 3.5. The Mets plus 2.5. DeGrom's pitching. Which, by the way, do you know what his ERA is right now?
Lower than his, I think, RBIs.
Bro, 0.95 ERA.
Yeah,
it's July.
I mean, he has to be the NL MVP.
It just has to be.
Imagine if it's DeGrom in the NL and Shohei in the AL.
I saw that. Somebody took that, parlayed them together for a pretty good payout. I don't see who else is taking it. I mean, they're both putting on a show. DeGrom's unreal.
He is. Scares me.
Scares me. All right. That's a fantastic program.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically what the show is going to be. It's just us talking sports, not sports. We will have a list of things we're going to talk about, but chances are we're going to talk about a whole lot of other things that we had no idea that we were going to talk about. And then on top of that, we're going to be bringing in A-plus guests. So we're going to be diving deep into interviews. If you listen to Branded Radio, we had unbelievable interviews, including Linda Cohn, Cole Kublik from SEC Network, who now has his own radio show in the mornings with, I think it's not Colt McCoy. He used to play for Alabama, but I mean,
it's whatever his name is. Everybody in chest tattoo.
Yeah. So we're going to be bringing in a ton of good guests and really, I don't want to say Howard Sterning the interviews, but a lot more of like a Howard Stern type interview than we got to get this interview in 13 minutes.
Who do you think's going to win? What is your game breakdown?
Yeah. None of that nonsense.
No.
I mean, maybe a little bit of that nonsense. Yeah. And then football season, when football goes around, we're going to be dishing out weekend winners again, talking picks. We might end up having to go to 2 shows a week. I don't know.
Might have to.
We got to figure that out.
I'm all in. So tell your friends, tell your family, Spitballing, a Branded Sports podcast. We may be having a sponsorship or 2 coming by next week too. Stay tuned for that. But make sure you subscribe and listen everywhere podcasts are. We're going to have a TikTok that Vince is making. We're going to be on YouTube. We're already on Twitter. I think it's spitballing_pod or something. Just find us. We're there. We're everywhere on the internet. So Kmess, CEO Joe, producer Vince behind the mic. I mean, episode 1 is Spitballing.
Done and done. Fantastic episode. Hey.
Forza Italia.
Be safe out there and go Italia, baby.